All right. Welcome, everybody, to Soccer Over There. It is your host, Nick Leafy. I am joined by the incomparable talents, the individuals who give 97% of the legitimacy to this show. I'm more of just a tag along. I'm more like the Charles Barkley on NBA TV, right?
That ain't true.
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there. Like, if you want hot, wild takes, I'm your guy. It's Takes Gone Wild this evening, and I'm joined by John Nelson and Jason Longshore. Greetings, Twitch universe listeners and our traditional online listeners as well. We hope you all are having a wonderful Monday, if that's possible in the world of COVID. But hey, we're here. We have some cold beverages. We have some footy to discuss. Jason has watched episode 1 of All or Nothing.
Oh, it's so good. I almost said we're not doing a show tonight so I could watch the other two.
Oh, wow.
I got halfway into the second one.
So comparatively speaking, I think we can all agree that Last Dance is at the moment the pinnacle of sports documentary long form.
Yeah.
Is this up there so far?
I mean, I'm only 45 plus about 30 minutes. So I'm just barely over an hour in. It's really good. I liked the Manchester City All or Nothing because I wanted to learn more about Pep and see the behind the scenes, and I'd been reading the books, so I was kind of in the right frame of mind for it, and it was really good.
Right.
The lead series was really cool because you got to kind of dig into Marcelo Bielsa and what he was doing and everything going on behind the scenes. I mean, this one, you got Jose Mourinho in it. Come on. I mean, now here's the thing. I don't want to spoil this for a bunch of people because it's on Amazon Prime. It's out there. I was a little surprised about the way they paced everything and the way that they set everything up. You don't have to wait long for Jose to show up. It's not like, because remember, they set this up to do the whole season before anything happened with Poch. So Jose shows up really fast, and that's okay because he's pretty fun to watch. The thing that kind of got me in one part of it, and it's kind of a minor thing, so I'm not spoiling anything. I mean, you know how the season went, but I'm not spoiling any of the really good stuff. There's a part where he's talking about. He was talking first to one of his assistants, and he's like, I've always had the sense from watching these guys that they're really nice guys. Like, they're just really nice guys. And before I think his first match with West Ham, he's talking to the guys, and he's like, you're all really nice guys. And he is very free with the F word, very free with the SH word, and not edited. None of that's in there. He goes into some rant that gets edited, and I don't know what he said. And I don't know what got edited if the F-bomb's not getting edited and the other thing's not getting edited. I don't know where he went with it. So I'm like, wow, that's impressive.
Wow.
I mean, like our masters in lip reading classes wouldn't help out here either.
I don't think he was facing the camera with the audio. I think they blocked that out. I was thrown by the bleeping. Because nothing else had been bleeped up to that point, so I'm like, what? So
there's only one word I can think of that would get bleeped. Only one.
I got a couple.
I mean, it's possible. There's a few that could go in there, but he lit into him a little bit, and he said he didn't want nice guys. He wanted them to be something else for the 90 minutes.
He doesn't want them to be nice guys.
Okay, I think I can come up with a polysyllabic cuss word that might fit.
I don't know what the word is, Kessie. I have no idea. And these guys are guessing. I don't know. You got to watch. Watch the first episode, and you can try to see what.
I need to watch the first episode.
You can see if you can tell.
Bleeped. If they're not bleeping the S word and the F word, but they're bleeping other things, I've got an idea of what it could be. And it's more than one word that's commonly put together as a larger cuss word.
Yeah, but this is a Portuguese man. This is not Bull Durham. Let's remember that. So this is a Portuguese man who's lived a long time in England and is speaking in English when this happens.
Right.
So, like, I think one that you might be thinking of that Crash Davis used very strongly, I don't know if that's quite the same over there. I might be wrong.
Okay, well, and there's one that rhymes with that. That's the other one in my head.
It could be. It could be.
I need to watch this because
Yeah.
from my
I'm
time in
peaked.
service, I have a doctorate in profanity.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
So I'm pretty sure we can find some way of ironing out how this works. And also, watching audience, I'm so sorry. I forgot to shave today. The joys of working from home. I look a little 5 o'clock shadow, and I've been told by certain individuals that I allegedly look like a serial killer with a 5 o'clock shadow. So I apologize to the viewing audience.
Okay.
Yeah. What can I do? But
You're happy about these guys, aren't you?
guys, do you know what hope is?
I've heard of it.
Hope is.
Depends on the franchise.
Can I? I'm gonna infuriate some people really quick if that's all right. We have a city of folk who are currently ready to go DEFCON 1, and keep in mind whenever you go DEFCONs, 5 is peace. 5 is like it's a peaceful environment. We have no problems. DEFCON 3, hey, let's start juicing up the
Get
bombers
on the line and scramble the bombers.
That's right. 2, birds are in flight. The bombers are in flight. Rockets are ready to go. Okay. 1 is it's on. People in Atlanta seem to be wanting to go DEFCON, or at least at DEFCON 2 right now, over Atlanta United. With Milan, we had 10 years or more of not just mediocrity, but buffoonery. And for the first time in over a decade, I'm feeling a bit of excitement, a bit of, I'm not going to say like the Rick James aura, that Charlie Murphy spoke about, but I'm sort of feeling like a red and black aura right now around my being. Some of you guys out there who are watching, who are more in tune with the aura and the visuals and energy and whatnot, maybe seeing that. But we're talking about, one of the premier up-and-coming talents in Calcio, in Serie A, someone who's going to anchor the Italian midfield for the next decade, has just signed on to your club. And not only that, it's his boyhood club. It's the club that he and his dad would go to and watch games. And he had his hero, Maldini, convincing him to sign on. It's a loan with an option to buy. Brescia's getting the deal done. And let me go to my checklist here. I have a checklist over here. So you have Tonali, Brahim Diaz, potentially Bakayoko, and now there's discussions, guys, that Fiorentina is willing to slash, that was the word according to Sempre Milan, the 70 million euro asking fee for Federico Chiesa. And yeah, I mean, if we get Chiesa and Tonali, for people who want to know what we're talking about, Pirlo has said that Tonali because he's been compared to Pirlo more often than anyone else, but that's because there's a shared history there with Brescia and whatnot. But Pirlo says that Tonali is a more complete midfielder than he ever was.
He said he's the best center midfielder in Serie A, and he's a much more complete than me.
Yes.
Totti has chimed in, too, if you haven't seen Totti's quote. He'll become one of the world's best midfielders. He has everything a great player should have, technically gifted, good mentality, and sharp in any situation. Yes. However, Austin Harris, in the Twitch pitch, this is for you, Nick.
Okay.
Tonali's overrated.
Oh!
Nah, Austin, try Jesus, don't try me. Try Jesus. Don't try me. Tonali's not overrated, and I'll give you a couple reasons why. He's there. Austin, I need to know what you're comparing, what your comparison is here. We're saying that he's overrated. There are many games that Brescia should not have even been in remote. And yes, they did get relegated, but there are games where they should not have even been allowed on the field against competition where Tonali kept them in games, kept them involved. He has, if you hear from Tonali, he compares himself at times to Gattuso. So imagine a Pirlo who has defensive capabilities. I'll take that. And so even let's say he's not even Pirlo. All right, that's Pirlo's words that we were using, not mine. I would not compare his passing and distribution ability to Pirlo yet. But what I would say is that he is as far as combination, he is the best defensive / distributing midfielder under the age of 30 right now in Italy. And I don't even think that's, I don't think there's anyone really close. And considering the fact that Inter had personal terms agreed to with Tonali, personal terms were agreed to, they held off. There was a bit of a power play over at Inter. Conti almost walked away. He stayed. And now they're talking about getting Arturo Vidal instead of Tonali. An opportunity to set your team up for the next decade, and you're not doing this?
According to Austin, Inter realized they didn't need to flip the bill.
It's a loan with an option to buy. What bill are you talking about? You're okay, Austin. Work with me. You have a 33-year-old? Is that how old Vidal is? A 33-year-old guy who's not even on the downside of his career.
I really like Austin, by the way. This is good stuff.
I like Austin. I'm just saying. I have nothing personal against Austin. I'm just simply stating the fact that you're setting your money on fire with Vidal.
Yeah.
You have a manager in Conti who more than likely is, let's be honest, probably not going to be there after next year. So you have an opportunity to do one of two things. And Austin, to your credit, I will say this looks like saying, hey, we're going all in on Scudetto. We're not worrying about player development. We're not worrying about setting ourselves up for the future. We want to be the team who dethrones Juve. And they have a rookie manager, hasn't managed a game in his life, coming into the picture. They appear to be in some state of rebuild. Let's go for it and knock them off. I get that. I really do. But you're not in a position to ignore the potential business opportunities that a Tonali allows you. One, keeping the player away from your arch rivals. That's a bonus. Two, a player who has tremendous upside, a very high ceiling. And three, if you decide that you're done footing that hypothetical bill, then you're also saying, we want to make no money off of selling them to someone else for the highest bidder in the next 3 to 5 years. That, to me, is absurd.
Austin says Inter needs leadership, and bringing in another young midfielder doesn't make sense for a title push.
The problem with them is not leadership necessarily on the field. The problem with them is leadership at the top. The leadership that Inter needs is not necessarily on the field. The leadership that Inter needs is Conti not driving his players into the ground and blowing it in big games. Conti has a history of blowing sure things. I mean, Inter was by far and away the best team along. I'll say that by and far they were the best team in Serie A for the first half of the season. It tears my guts up to say that. But you have a manager in Conti who's, the guy's a mercenary warlord. I mean, he's not out for anybody but himself. And
his hair.
Mm-hmm. I will maintain that is the greatest hair transplant in the history of hair transplants. I will go to the street. So I salute him. I wouldn't
not
have
gonna
done
lie.
it.
No, I'm with you.
I would not have done it.
There were those 4 photos that they put next to each other of his various stages of follicular challenge. And there was the one where you just see this horseshoe where he's trying to cover up what's left there. And then I think the third one in the sequence I think it was back in 2007 when he was completely bald. And then all of a sudden in present day, he has this magical mane of hair that Ever Banega was more than happy to sit here and pull on his own. Mm-hmm. And I think Conti is still waiting for him in the parking lot.
Probably. He's probably still there.
But to me, that's is there someone like a Zanetti? Would Inter obviously benefit from having a Zanetti on the field? Yes, they would, without question. But I mean, Milan was in the same position, and of all people, Zlatan Ibrahimovic managed to elevate the play on the field and the mindsets within the locker room. Pioli was the good cop. Zlatan was the bad cop. The problem is that it's easier for a player to be the bad cop and the manager to be the good cop, in my opinion, outside of having Conte, who has notoriously difficult training sessions, is notorious for wearing his players down. That leadership has to change. If Inter ends up with Allegri instead of Conte, if Conte walks and Allegri walks in, hands down, Inter is winning the Scudetto.
Wow.
Without question in my mind, with the roster that they have now, and they have some aging guys, but comparatively speaking, I think they would be in a better position than anyone outside of Juve. You can never completely discount Juve because of the firepower they have up top. But I'm just saying, I think the leadership problem is the fish rots from the top. That's all I'm saying. And I think if that fish is rotten at Inter, it's from the top.
So, final question on Milan before we move into the next topic. What are your expectations for Milan right now going into the season? We know more moves could happen, but right now, where are you?
No moves happen, fourth place finish.
Okay. So you think Champions League
place
should be achieved this year?
Champions League play should be achieved this year. Yes.
Okay.
That's if you're asking me right now, what's my projection with the talent on the field, FIFA style, where the injuries are
right
taken out of the equation.
Sure. Right.
Yes, I think it's top four.
Okay.
There's the potential drawbacks are at the striker position. You're going to have to do load management on Zlatan. Europa, the ability, the Europa League money coming in is going to allow you to make some signings. There's been talk that Chelsea potentially want to get my boy.
Everybody.
Look, Donnarumma is one of the more exciting goalkeeper projects out there. He initially had terrible distribution, but that's besides the point. He's been also phenomenal at times as well. Chelsea was I believe it was a 50 million euro. I don't have the numbers in front of me. 50 million euro bid, I believe, for him. I think that's in line. If you get him, there's talk that, according to Inter Milan, that Neto from Barcelona could be the guy who they tried to bring in instead. I think that there's some potential upgrades that could be done, but it also depends if Elliott pushes for sales. If Elliott pushes for sales, they could just stay in Europa League. It can happen. But as things stand now, fourth in Serie A.
Okay.
Final answer.
All right. Fair enough.
What does Austin have?
Mondays with Reddit.
All right, so this works as a good transition into the story of the day. Where will Lionel Messi end up? This is a pretty good one. So, you got Manchester City interested. You got PSG, trying to play, kind of coy and sitting back, oh, no, we're not interested. Oh, well, maybe we are interested. Inter still thinks they're going to find a way to get in.
Cute, but you're not that cute.
Sure. Juve maybe is playing that game as well. Inter Stuttgart. This is pretty cool. Stuttgart fans have set up I think it's a GoFund. Yeah, GoFundMe. That's the platform they're using. They are trying to raise 900 million euro.
In a GoFundMe.
And and this is what their GoFundMe says, we fans are collecting money to pay for Lionel Messi's transfer. In the event that the planned amount is not reached on time or Lionel Messi joins another club, 100% of the money raised will be donated to Viva Con Agua, which is a nonprofit organization committed to ensuring all people worldwide have access to clean drinking water. Stuttgart's awesome. That's very, very cool.
I like that. That's fantastic.
I like it. So where's Messi going to end up?
Man City. Yeah. Man City's going to pay for the legal fees to take this thing to CAS.
Court of arbitration of sport, yeah.
I think so, too.
They're going to pay for the lawyers, and they're going to make the deal happen. And Barcelona is titanically stupid because you are losing any opportunity to have Messi come back for Legends games, to have Messi show up in any future marketing when he retires, to have any opportunity, anything at all that involves that Barcelona jersey. You are setting it on fire and salting the earth. I mean, if we want to talk about some like good old Roman stuff, like salting the fields and all that, hey, I salute it, but I don't think that's the smartest business decision on their end either.
So there's all kinds of rumors going on about this, and it's so funny because you'll hear from Argentine media. Teise told you for like a week. I'm surprised they don't still have it on the crawl of we were first with the Messi news.
We had it first.
Like that, they had that on the crawl at the bottom of the screen for at least 2 days. We were first. And they were first. They absolutely were. They knew about the Burofax before the Burofax showed up. And yes, Nick did just say salt. I know that's the magic word these days around here. That's still ridiculous. Anyway, so Teise will say one thing. You'll hear, well, the Argentine media heard this, and this is going to happen, and we've got this. And then you've got Spanish media saying, like, well, his father's already in Manchester. His father's still in Rosario. Like, now you've got Ian Cheeseman, who is an ex-BBC podcaster, vlogger, reporter. He has 57,500 followers, so he's not a complete nobody here. He's saying that negotiations are continuing between Manchester City and Barcelona. Guillem Balage has said that there have been no negotiations, and all of this is going to really start with Jorge Messi, who represents his son, sitting down with Barcelona to figure out the next steps. Cheeseman is saying that it's not confirmed. It's looking like it will take a compromise figure of over £100 million, plus Gabriel Jesus and Eric Garcia to get Lionel Messi from Barcelona. He says Wednesday could be a key day. I don't even know if Jorge Messi is going to arrive in Barcelona before Wednesday. So who knows what to believe at this point. I'm generally rolling with Balage because he's had more of this information to a deeper extent than anybody else. I do buy into the Eric Garcia going from Manchester City to Barcelona because that had been talked about separately. You include it here. I can buy some money going over there too, absolutely, to just get it done, just to not have to worry about it. I think one thing that has come up about this that is misleading, La Liga's statement. La Liga said, like, oh, yeah, the contract's valid and the reserve clause is valid. La Liga can't say anything about a transfer outside of La Liga. They're saying that they would hold that up and they would make sure they'd maintain that clause in La Liga. Nobody's coming after him in La Liga. Although if Real Madrid did, that'd be hilarious, and I would fully support it because I would be laughing and rolling in the floor. But that's not happening. So what Nick said is right. If it needs to go to CAS, it will go to CAS. FIFA's not going to block Lionel Messi going where he wants to go. It's not happening. No. So Barcelona needs to, when Jorge Messi arrives, sit down and say, okay, let's get this done so we can all save face. You know, we've got a reputation to uphold. You want to go play somewhere else. We understand that. Let's make sure everybody wins here and get it done. That really, really, really needs to happen because if Barcelona keeps fighting it, that hole that they've dug for themselves is getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper.
It could be. Go ahead, John.
No, it's just I was going to ask you, Nick, when all of this stuff broke, did you? I mean, because I think Jason and I were locked into Teise the entire time. When you have protesters and screaming and shouting, and they're debating throwing things at Bartomeu's Range Rover. That's the only car in the parking lot. As it got darker, you just see all the lights in the parking lot go out, and you see the security guy in the golf cart making his way over to make sure that the car is okay, and folks see a security guard inside the door, and maybe Bartomeu is going to come out and get into his car. Did you catch any of that? It was amazing television.
Oh, yeah. No, I saw the fans that it looked like Dawn of the Dead, where the zombies are trying to break down the gate. I mean, they
got in the gate at one point.
Hey, this is where they should have had a helicopter on standby on the roof of the building and just said, "Boss, you're out of here. Like we cannot safely keep you here anymore. Don't drive your car. Your car's gone." It's just.
I think they did actually, because I don't think he left in the car. Like I think he got out of there somewhere else.
He went out a different side entrance or something like that.
So hey,
it
this
wasn't
is
like the end of Tropic Thunder where you see Stiller going over the bridge trying to jump into the helicopter.
This has come up on Twitter in the last couple of hours. Moises Lorenz, who writes for ESPN in Barcelona, has tweeted out, and this is in the last 2 hours, that Bartomeu will offer Messi a 2-year contract renewal in the meeting with Jorge Messi, while Jorge will be asking for, I'm gone, I'm leaving. We're leaving for free.
Yeah.
So, yeah. If that happens...
has to do that. Bartomeu has to do that to stay alive. Forget his career.
Yeah.
To stay alive, he has to say, I offered Messi an extension.
Yeah, you have to do that to save face publicly.
Right. We offered it to him. He turned us down. He's the bad guy.
I tried.
And as soon as Koeman said, your privileges are revoked, it was done. It's a wrap. So, there's no way in the world, I believe, that Messi stays with Barcelona. There's no way.
I don't see
it's
it.
done. It's a wrap. And if you're Barcelona at this point, I think you have to string the way you are, because if you can get any sort of financial compensation back, any sort of players, you have to do it. Just so you can say, hey, look, we came out of this the best we could. We can't help that Messi was no longer entranced by the charms of Barcelona. He was no longer willing to receive the generous love and affection of all of you fine Catalan people who
he
are
wants
clearly
nothing to do with you fans anymore. It's all on Messi. Turn Messi into the heel and all of that.
That's the problem. That worked for Luis Figo. That's worked in the past. It ain't working for Messi.
No.
I think they should realize that. I mean, I'm fine with the posturing, and I hope that's all it is. I hope you're not actually telling Jorge Messi as he's getting ready to leave Rosario, like, yeah, we're going to offer a 2-year deal, and no, we're not letting him go for free. I hope you're planting stuff in the media so they run with it, and you're not talking to Jorge Messi yet with these kinds of madness things.
Right.
And you sit down and you say, look, they had it all wrong. We want to do this the right way. Your son's been great for us, blah, 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 blah. I hope you're playing the soap opera angle if you're Bartomeu in this. I have no idea. The Barcelona board has been out of whack for a while. So I don't know if they're that smart or not. I don't know how this is going to go.
They haven't proven to me that they're that smart.
No.
Proven to me that they're idiotic.
I don't know. I mean, if you're really going to try to fight this, you're going to lose, and you're going to ruin a relationship with your greatest ever player. And you just can't do that.
Yeah.
Ricky Ricardo has an idea, though.
All right, go, Ricky.
Ricky liked the idea of Real Madrid getting involved, and Ricky's got the trade.
Oh.
Gareth Bale for Lionel Messi.
Nah, I want Gareth Bale out of Spain.
Barca doesn't want those wages.
No.
They don't. Barca doesn't want the wages, and they don't want him on the golf course.
That.
I don't know if the golf courses are better in Barcelona or in Madrid. I'm not sure.
I really, Miami needs to just start sending him pictures of all the golf courses.
Yes. How would David Beckham sell Gareth Bale on Doral?
We have, it's Doral. You might not like the owner of Doral, but understand that it's a wonderful golf course. I've been in many times, and posh Spice, she's here as well. It's a wonderful place to play. Go 9-iron 4.
That's how he spells it right there.
Yes.
He's hitting a 9-iron wayward?
Hey, look, man,
I think he's got a better short game than that. That's harsh.
Maybe he saw somebody hanging out at the lanai of the clubhouse and was aiming it that way.
That's right.
Ricky has another question. It's a good one here, and I've been trying to come up with the answer to this. Is there a comparison to this kind of greatness getting burned on the way out? Another player who has been treated this badly on the way out by their team or their club.
If you believe everything in The Last Dance, I would say Michael Jordan, where they refused to. They said, we're going to tear your team down and not give you the opportunity.
So, Krause is Bartomeu?
No, see, I don't think it necessarily qualifies. I mean, they didn't treat him well at the end, but that feels like
the greatest player in their history. And they said, you're going to be stuck on a rebuilding team or you're going to retire.
I don't think it was you're going to be stuck on a rebuilding team. It was Jordan had already said, I'm not coming back if Phil's not here. So that was already solved. Like, there wasn't even a conversation.
But instead of it happening toward the middle and end of the season, you had it at the beginning when Krause said, I don't care if you go 79-0, you're not coming back.
Yeah.
And so that to me is the only thing in the sporting world that I can even remotely say comes to this level.
Ricky says LeBron, the first time he left Cleveland, and a lot of it was, and ATL Leone chimes in with the Comic Sans font letter the next day from Dan Gilbert.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
That was pretty bad. Is it this level, though?
Yeah, I can't think of anything at this level. I just can't come up with something to compare it to.
There's more venom in the LeBron-Dan Gilbert exchange than Jordan.
Yeah. Because we didn't hear really about
there's
that.
probably more venom from Jordan, but not as much from Reinsdorf than Krause. So I will elevate LeBron Cleveland exit 1 above Jordan Bulls from that standpoint. Because let's be honest, the decision was one of the greatest digital middle fingers ever extended to a franchise.
That's true.
I mean, that was pretty ruthless. So, yeah, okay, good call.
I don't see Messi doing the decision, though. That'd be amazing if he did.
Going to take my talents to the Etihad?
That'd be amazing. Pep comes in the side door.
Pulls up the jersey that's super starched so he can hold it up just like he did where it appears the jersey is levitating and he holds up like
or does he do it like National Signing Day where he has the 3 jerseys? Ooh. And he's in the he's got the table and he's got the 3 jerseys at the end of it.
Right.
Goes and he looks at the one jersey, whatever it is, Stuttgart, and he goes like, and he does this, and then it's down to Manchester City, and if it was Manchester City and Real Madrid as your final 2 jerseys, and you did it that way, you pick up Real Madrid, then he said, you put it down, you pick it up again, you put it down, and then you go over to Manchester City. And then Pep just comes storming into the door, and it's Serpentina and all this kind of stuff.
If Pep does that, he has to come in with like the NWO music.
Oh yeah,
with like the NWO.
I could be down
fog
with this.
machines.
Yeah, I mean, Pep comes in a leather jacket.
Yeah, he has to come in like Eric Bischoff and like go full.
Can work with this.
But if Messi wants to be a true hero, his people should float out. Stuttgart might not be so terrible, and just watch that GoFundMe.
That'd be pretty cool.
And then say, "Sorry, guys, Leo changed his mind." Just help the people. Get the money.
Yeah. And he can kick in $1 million too at the end, and have
there you
fun
go.
with it.
I mean, he made enough money off of that crappy Pepsi commercial that he did, where they're kicking the paintballs around.
Those things are so terrible.
Have you seen the new one where you have the kid steal the Pepsi from out of Pogba's hand, and then the kid takes the mask off, and it's Salah and that new one?
No.
Yeah,
no, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, no.
The Messi one offends me because at the end of it, he can't hold the shot. Like he can't, you can see him like look down at the camera, and then you can see him look up at the director like, okay, I'm good, and walks off. Like, no. Keep looking at the camera. Keep looking at and as a director, you're not getting that shot back.
Yeah.
So you have to run with it. It's like, all right, well, print, I guess. I don't know. That commercial annoys me to no end. I'm sorry. It just does. Take $1 million and give it to the
give it to Stuttgart's charity. Yeah.
That's right.
We have votes in the Twitch pitch of Messi coming in like D-Generation X instead.
Oh.
We have ideas of Messi dropping from the rafters.
Oh no, Raptors are out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can't do that.
yeah, I'm
Raptors
not liking
are
that
out.
idea.
As
I
much
like
as
the
Sean might-
idea, but it's a.
I-
I mean,
If
yeah,
go ahead,
just one of these, just from Messi,
The
just something
tank.
like
If he
this.
comes in on the tank, if
that
the
would be
tank
cool.
pulls in and Messi pops out in Manchester.
No,
That would
he
be
comes in on the tank. He comes into wherever the decision is going to be held. In a tank. He comes in. He comes out. He waves. He says hi. He presses a button, and Oasis starts playing, and then you know where he's going.
reunited, full lineup.
Yes.
Full
That's what he should demand. If Messi would do that, it's amazing. If he says, "Okay, look, guys, this is the only way I'm coming to Manchester City." I know, Liam, you keep calling your brother a potato on Twitter all the time. I'm not coming unless you guys play the concert to welcome me together.
That's right.
And you do a new album. If he does that, I'm all in. All in.
Yep.
All in.
And that's the clause in the contract. If Oasis does not record a new album
Yep.
with all new material, not
Then-
a cover,
yep, then he's
And
gone.
the original outfit.
Right, because Metallica.
No. You don't.
Re-release.
No, not the original outfit, John. Because some of those guys, you don't even know who they are. You need the two brothers. That's it. That's all you need is the two brothers who hate each other. You need them to stop calling each other potatoes, and you need them back. That's what we need. The world needs it.
Because Metallica reissued their S&M album This is S&M Part 2, which is it's Metallica and the San Francisco Philharmonic Orchestra. And the first album, which was released 2000, was actually a really good combo, like the way that the metal and if you want to call it metal, whatever. And the orchestra mixed together. However, the Part 2 was a lot of re-releases and covers of the first, which no. This needs to be all new material. I'm putting this stipulation, all new material from Oasis, the brothers back together.
Mm-hmm.
And if for any reason they do not follow through on this, the contract with Man City is rendered null and void, and Messi's out. So the Gallagher brothers have to get along.
Mm-hmm.
But Messi
There's
keeps
no punching each other in the
Messi
face.
keeps the value of the contract, though. Messi gets paid.
Oh yeah, guaranteed money. Yeah, it's guaranteed money. My client walks out with guaranteed money. No
And
matter
see,
what.
this is the way. Burned with a point says that why would Manchester City pay even $100 million? They don't really need to, et cetera, et cetera. This is where the money comes from. You just have the Oasis reunion. That funds the transfer.
Yeah.
Everybody wins.
Yeah, we're trying to benefit humanity here. We're trying to benefit humanity. Can you imagine that Man City, for all of their comic book villainry, comes out and says, "Guys, we know you hate us. We did it. We did the Amazon thing. We talked about how we're building this great thing. We look very smug in our super Italian custom suits, and we're building this thing from scratch with millions and millions of dollars. And the greatest manager who may have ever lived. Oh gosh, we're poor us, upstart plucky guys. And then instead, we are all comic book villains with a ton of cash. How about we put Oasis together for you and bring Messi to the Etihad? Can we call it square then?
And then Blur
Everyone
joins
wants to
the
know what
board at
happens
Barcelona, and we start the whole rivalry again, and we're good to go. We've solved everything.
And Man City comes out and they say, you finally get to figure out, in an FA Cup probably, what happens on a rainy night in Stoke.
Yeah.
We finally, it's the chicken or the egg, Man City's solving it. That's what we do. Do that. Oh, my God. I'm in for that.
So
Hit the cameras.
More reports coming out of Spain. Mikel Blasquez is saying that the formal negotiations will start in midweek. Manchester City negotiators will arrive in Barcelona following the scheduled Jorge Messi Bartomeu meeting on Wednesday. We'll see.
That means that they've already heard from Jorge Messi. That means Barcelona's
I'm sure they've
timeline.
heard. Yeah.
They've already heard from Jorge Messi, and it's all posturing. So
There was a story that Guillaume Balage told in one of his YouTubes, which I recommend because it'll kind of go deeper and give you a lot of backstory. Messi in 2016 was ready to go. He was ready to leave Barcelona. I don't remember what the situation was, but he was like, I want out. And Jorge, behind the scenes, had talked to Manchester City, had a deal done. Everything's ready to press go on it and make these things happen. First day of training, Messi comes back because he's a Barcelona player at that point. He comes back. He has training. Jorge comes to him afterwards, says, "You ready? Do you want to do this?" "No, I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay." So that makes me think that, has Jorge talked to Manchester City at some point in the last month? Yeah. They knew what was coming. I think the other element that really you're not talking about a lot, and Byrne, kind of plays into this. Messi and Kun Aguero are good friends. Messi doesn't have a lot of like really close buddies. Kun Aguero is one of those guys, so that makes that move so much more comfortable for him. Like Byrne says, he'll stay at Kun's place. He'll have asado every night, and it's all good. Everybody wins.
That's right.
They'll have the good morcilla, and they'll be good. They'll have that good blood sausage. It's all good. It's good stuff.
There you go. I just want to be invited to, when the Rona's all gone, I just want to be invited to one of these Argentine cookouts that I keep seeing.
I'll tell you where we're going to go.
On social media.
No, we're going to go. There is an Argentine and Uruguayan restaurant up in Norcross that they do the asado plate, and it is like, it's a lot of food. It's a lot of meat.
I'm not far away from Norcross, Jason. What's this place called again?
Sabores del Plata.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it is happening. El Mataflow is freaking out right now in the chat. You did not know about this, El Mataflow.
Oh, Mataflow, what's up?
Wow.
What's the freak out about?
It's good food, John. You wouldn't know anything about it.
True.
And asado. It's amazing. Do you know what an asado is?
No.
Okay, you're not invited. Sorry. I don't know if you would appreciate it enough.
I know. I'm jumping in here. John, you are invited, but the catch is you have to, much like I do with my 3-year-old, you have to try each thing on your plate.
Yep. Fair enough.
You have to try each thing on the plate. And I'm sure Jason and I are happy to pick up the tab to ensure that that you get to try one thing on the plate.
Yep.
Even if it's salted.
Well, you won't have to add any extra. See, Ricky Ricardo knows. He knows what we're talking about.
Okay. Well, and there are folks on the Twitter timeline who have been discussing that 4-letter word that we talked about this morning.
We're not talking about it again.
Well, that and the 5-letter word, too.
What 5-letter word?
Pasta.
Well, yeah. I mean, you butcher it, and it's an affront to anyone's Italian heritage. So I'm trying not to get you in trouble.
Oh.
All right.
You got to salt the water, John.
Nope.
You got to salt the water. I'm not talking about making it like the Dead Sea. I'm just saying it. You have to salt the water.
But if I'm not a person that uses salt in the first place, you realize that you're taking a conditioned reaction and you're trying to add an element to it.
You do eat salt.
I'm sure because it's already put into the ingredients of whatever particular dish is there.
That's what this is.
I don't add extra.
That's what this is.
But that's what essentially what we're saying is the salt content would actually more than likely be less than what you would get if you and the boss went and purchased food from some other location. If you purchased food from some other location and brought it in, more than likely it is buttered and salted to the gills.
Mm-hmm.
And for any of our chef friends out there, there's an old saying, when in doubt, butter it out. So butter and salt are the two things you add anytime you're south of flavor. Just salt the water, John. It's not that much. We're not asking you to put salt in the sauce. We're not asking you to put sauce in anything else. Salt the water.
Yes, thank you.
I love you, John. I love you, John. I'm just trying to.
You okay there, Nick? You're going to have a Scanners moment on the show here?
Yeah, probably. I feel like I can foresee the conversation that I'm going to have with my two later on in life, and I feel like I'm having the combo right now. I'm not mad, John. I'm just disappointed. I want you to live a happy, fulfilled life, and one cannot live a fulfilled life when eating bland-ass food. So I know the boss can cook. I have no qualms there. I'm just saying when you make pasta, my man, please salt the water.
I'm gonna give Jason a pasta boat for Festivus.
No, I'm breaking it in front of you. I can cook my own pasta. I don't need a boat.
Like I said, that's what I use for microwave. Microwave instead of they're in the open lane.
I don't like the look of it.
Yeah.
So, Jason, how did you phrase my eating habits when the boss is not here?
I don't think I used all of these phrases. I've had a little more time to gather my thoughts on it, and I'm still very angry about this. Like a drunken, broke, stupid college freshman.
Okay.
You have a pasta boat, and you make pasta with no salt, and you put butter on top of it. With no sauce.
And I put olive oil in the water.
Yippee.
Olive oil's fine. Olive oil's fine.
Yeah, I know.
Is it salted butter, John?
He doesn't know. He didn't know butter came salted and unsalted.
Yeah, I doubt it, considering the boss isn't a fan of salt either.
You don't notice it in the butter.
No.
Do you ask like Portlandia style the salt content of any meal that you order out? Like whenever you do Uber Eats or DoorDash, do you say, "Excuse me, could you please ask the chef if one of this is gluten free, and two, what is the salt content of this particular dish?"
Sure as hell don't ask if anything's gluten free. I'll tell you that.
Oh no. Oh man. Here's what's going to happen, Jason. I think we need to do this.
This sounds like an intervention for food.
It is. And John, we're here because we love you, and we want you to have good tasting things in your life.
Yes. Please.
As the guy from the Slap Chop commercial said, you're gonna have an exciting life. You have an exciting life.
Yes.
And so we're gonna.
I don't have that one, man.
That's right. That is one of the best parts of that whole thing. You're gonna love my nuts. You're gonna have an exciting life.
He's the best.
And we're gonna break in the house. We're gonna do like the Mission Impossible thing where Ethan Hunt gets lowered down. I'm gonna demonstrate right now on camera. Sorry for people who are listening. And I'm gonna get lowered down, right, like this, with a salt container, like with the, and I've got like one leg sticking out behind me right now.
Okay.
So, and I'm gonna lower down without the dogs waking up, and I'm gonna pour the salt into the water, and I'm gonna need you, Jason, to hit the button to raise me back up.
Got it.
So we can do like the full-on Mission Impossible Ethan Hunt deal.
We can make this happen.
Okay, good.
Now, Byrne brings us back on track as he usually does.
Good
So
burn.
we get
German
Messi
sensibility.
before Messi gets his own giant palace in Manchester. He'll hang out at Kun Aguero's, and they'll have their asado. And Kun has a son with Maradona's daughter. So, of course, Diego's going to have to show up and hang out. He's going to have to come by Manchester and see a game. And Byrne says that Diego could hang out with Noel. And I absolutely think he would. Diego's a huge music fan. Diego's hung out with Queen back in the day. There's a classic picture of Diego in the Union Jack shirt and Freddie Mercury with the Argentina jersey.
Oh, wow.
You have two brothers who are gifted at putting violence upon each other, and you want to take one of the most volatile human beings in Earth's history and put him in the middle of it?
Yep, absolutely. That needs to be all or nothing next one, for sure.
That's exactly right. That's exactly where I was going.
Yep.
You turn this into your next Manchester City all or nothing. You include the Gallagher
All in.
brothers because that's how it is. You bring in Maradona as a part of this whole thing. It is critical mass upon critical mass. This would be amazing.
That's content Chernobyl, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I am.
Oh my
I am
God.
so in on this. This
Weekend at the Gallagher's. I like it.
I think this gets the sounder.
Uh-oh.
Ricky Ricardo in the Twitch pitch. New Venezuelan place in Lawrenceville that is open. A new Venezuelan restaurant in Lawrenceville. I have not heard about this, sir. I think you need to share it with the group. And I need to find out if they deliver or if I need to go make a run because I would like to sample it.
Yeah. Because I'm not down with eating in locations yet. I'm still doing the pickup
I'm
and
with
or
you.
delivery.
It is a
option.
Venezuelan street food place
Ooh,
in Lawrenceville,
you have my
according
attention.
to Ricky. I am intrigued. And Mataflo's talking about ceviche or it's not worth it. I didn't know the Venezuelans were in on the ceviche as much. I think of Peru with the ceviche.
Yeah, not a ceviche fan.
Nah, I'm not doing
Shocking,
ceviche to go.
John. Shocking.
The boss is. I'm not.
We do need a Soccer Down Here food crew, Hutcho. I totally agree. Ricky is getting the details, and he will share them shortly.
Look, here's the thing. Everyone start wearing masks so we can actually go and do Soccer Down Here restaurant visitations where essentially it's like the Ricky Gervais show, and we will have, we'll have it where we essentially put one member of our crew into constant weird situations, and that person will be John. And
every time.
It'll be fun. It'll be great. It'll be a lot of good time, but it doesn't start until you guys start wearing masks. So, I don't know.
2022 then is what you're telling me.
Yeah, 2024 more than likely. Yeah, sure. We'll go with your optimistic timeline.
Nathan Pugh is in on the Twitter timeline, and he says, A, All or Nothing is a phenomenal series. All Blacks one is the best.
Haven't watched that one yet.
Ooh, I want to watch that one.
He says, one episode into Spurs, and it's very well put together. Up the Reds, that is all. A2, it wouldn't be entertaining, but I would definitely let Tom Hardy narrate my life.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's
there's
good.
one other thing in there that I would like to get feedback from the group on. Daniel Levy is on camera in a spot here after Jose's been hired, and Jose makes it very clear, this has been a conversation for many, many years, that his name is Jose. It's not Jose. It is
right.
Jose Mourinho. He talks about how he wants to make sure he gets everybody's names right because everybody screws his name up. Jose. All right.
Jose.
So, Daniel Levy says that he feels like there are two top, I don't remember how many times he said top, but it was a lot, managers in the world. And he said one of them was currently in the Premier League, and the other was Jose. Who was he insulting? Pep or Klopp?
Klopp.
You think he's insulting Klopp? I do too, because I think he would respect Pep more, just judging from the things he said about the game, and Pochettino is much closer to Pep, I think, in terms of style. I think he was backing Pep and insulting, not necessarily insulting, but leaving Klopp out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Klopp, it's. I don't think it has anything to do with Klopp's upbringing from a playing standpoint or his journey up. I just don't think at that point Liverpool was viewed as
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
I mean, this was like November,
still
wasn't
the
it?
plucky upstarts who really built something from nothing.
We're 1 point off the year before.
Yeah.
He was
Right.
dissing Klopp. He was leaving Klopp out of the conversation.
I think it's that. Yeah.
All right, I got to follow this place that Ricky is telling us about. Zuarepa. Am I getting that right? Yes. Zuarepa.atl on Instagram. Zuarepa. All right, get this follow done.
Nathan thinks that the bleeped words in question were another word for male chicken.
Okay. All right.
And that's what I was thinking, and the words that rhyme with that, too. Those were my two contenders.
I mean, it's possible. I'll just be curious to see where this goes. Yes, Zuarepa, Venezuelan fast food, takeout and delivery. It's in Lawrenceville. They're getting
And
the follow.
delivery.
Uh-huh. Well, I don't know where they deliver. That would be one
Yeah,
question.
see, that's the problem.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ricky Ricardo. You've made the evening. Good stuff.
Yeah. There you
All
go.
right. I'm in. Man, I
There
gotta
we
go
go.
get some food there. All right. So, James Rodriguez,
Yeah.
Everton. Looks like it. Could be done by Wednesday, it appears. That's not what I thought was going to happen with James.
There was a lot of conversation, remember, with James going to with Napoli when Carlo was there. This is a player
That's
who
right.
Carlo has seemingly chased for a while. I believe that good for James, for one, for extending his career and with England. I hope it's the money move, meaning like for personal wealth gain, that he's able to get sponsorships and the dollars and the marketing that he wants, and he gets to be the man. I hope he gets that. I don't think he's going to get that till he comes to MLS outside of the greater Colombian community. Yeah. Obviously he's an exalted status within the Colombian community. That's great. Whenever he puts on that the Colombia jersey, he's amazing, but it hasn't been there for him on the club side. I think the numbers bear that out. I don't think I'm talking out of turn with that, but good for him for getting the Everton move. Carlo has his guy. I hope it pays off. That's all I'm saying. I hope it pays dividends. It should. Carlo will play him. Carlo will give him every opportunity to stay and earn that money. But I hope it works out for him.
I like the idea. I wondered if a Miami or somebody else might try to make a play here, but it sounds like more money. Everton's a good spot to be. Thought they would be better than they were this year, last year, but now that they have Carlo from day one, I think they will be better this year than they were last year. And can they sneak into a European spot? I don't know. I think it's possible.
A European spot in the Premier League now?
I don't think it's crazy.
It's not crazy. Well, okay, let's be very clear. Europa League, yes, it is possible for them to get into Europa League. Champions League, I mean,
they shouldn't.
2 spots are guaranteed.
Yeah.
Liverpool and Man City.
So you got 2 left.
I almost feel like the other 2 are guaranteed with Chelsea and Manchester United now.
Right.
Yeah.
I think what Manchester United's doing, what Chelsea has done, sounds like the Kai Havertz deal is about to get done, be finalized here this week. They have the rosters on paper that those 4 should be well ahead of anybody else.
Right.
And
then
there's a
Arsenal's
separation
not
between
slouch anymore.
No,
you can't dismiss Arsenal anymore.
Look, here's the deal. I really like what Mikel Arteta is doing.
Absolutely.
Arsenal got it right, and they're going to have to give him a little bit more to work with. That's going to take a minute to get there, but they've got the right manager for a while. He's good.
Yep. So we now have 5 European spots that are taken. And so who's fitting into the Europa League spot?
You got
spot.
Tottenham, who's going to be around. They'll hang around. They'll be there. Leicester,
they're boom or bust.
Yeah. I mean, I think Everton's in this conversation.
I mean, it's Everton, Wolves, Leicester, and Spurs, and Leicester for me is the worst of the 4.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, it feels like 4 teams have kind of pushed away from everybody else again. We're back to a big 4, but this time the big 4 has a split between between 2 groups, I believe. Right. I'm intrigued to see what happens. Next week, it will be an all Premier League preview because we will be the Monday before the season starts. We've got some special guests hanging out with us virtually from our Brewhouse Cafe shows. Sapoon, Mr. Manchester United, Braden Matters, Mr. Arsenal, will be hanging out with us as we preview the Prem.
And here's one thing: if you guys are not familiar, you need to get familiar. Especially with I can speak to Sapoon. He absolutely knows what he's talking about from from a Man United perspective and a Prem perspective. So it's going to be a dynamite show with those guys involved. Here's my question. I don't know if Sapoon's listening. If Sapoon, are you going to be able to stay remotely neutral?
No.
No.
Are you crazy?
No. I try. I try with Serie A. I'm not very good at it, but I try.
No.
It's garbage.
Hey, I have no problems in saying that when word came down that Milan had nuked the Inter Tonali deal, the DMs, I kind of shut the DMs down for a few minutes.
That happened. Yeah.
Yeah. Sapoon, I'm just saying, man, hey, I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it too because the Prem is a league. It's funny. Like I've ended up following the Argentine league, maybe the closest outside of North America. And now I'm starting to get into the Brasileiro a little bit with our friends over at Fanatis.
There you go.
There you go.
FNTZ.co/soccer down here. If you're not a subscriber, you need to go to that link and subscribe. You even got the Italian language for you. You've got the Italian pack.
Uh-huh.
You can watch Serie A in the native tongue, Nick.
I'm getting that one. I'm getting that one. That's the one I am going to get. I have to figure out what other streaming service I'm going to drop to make it happen, but it's going to happen.
Yep, had to make those decisions myself.
Yep. I was doing the math here in Office HD, and for me right now, it's Fanati's, the in-house cable, CBS All Access, ESPN Plus, and I think that's it right now. That's what I've got.
Let's see. So I have YouTube TV.
See, I haven't gone down that road yet.
Yeah. YouTube TV, Fanatis, ESPN Plus. What was it? That's the three I have right now. Oh, I just dropped HBO.
Oh, okay.
I just dropped HBO.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. We have Netflix and Prime Video in here too.
Yes, Netflix and Prime. Yeah.
I got the Hulu, Disney, ESPN pack.
And Disney Plus and Hulu.
Yeah, I got the.
Come on, Nick, recall.
Yep.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. It's all good.
Yeah,
we got a little bit of this. Oh man, I just lost it. The Colombian League is back. Not this weekend, but middle of next week, if I'm doing my math right. The South American leagues are all over the map right now in terms of who's playing, who's not. It's hard to follow, like, who's having issues with the virus, who isn't. Paraguay was doing pretty well. Then they've started to have some problems. Argentina looks like they're back end of September. Paraguay's been playing for a while. Ecuador's playing right now. Uruguay's playing right now. Diego Forlan was fired from Peñarol today. He wasn't there very long either. Brazil's playing right now. Peru just started back. Venezuela, I have no clue where they're at. I don't think Bolivia's back yet either. I don't think they're back till later in the month. But Colombia, September 8th. Let's see, what is this? I guess this is the kickoff between last year's. Oh man, did it get dropped? Maybe he doesn't have the news. Simon Edwards, I think he deleted the tweet. Maybe it's not news. No, it's news. He redid it. Okay, he fixed it. It is Junior versus America de Cali in, I guess, a Super Cup between the two champions from last year. That'll kick us off September 8th, September 11th. Those will be fun ones to watch. I'm pretty sure Fanatis will have those.
God, I love Fanatis so much.
It is the best.
You got me hooked.
They've got Guatemalan League now. They added Tigo
everything.
Sport. They just snuck it in there. I'm like, whoa, I've got Gelaju. And Comunicaciones.
And not to mention they have BN. So if you have a cable subscriber who's like, we're not going to get BN, well, guess what? You can get on Fanatis and you have it.
As Byrne points out, in Argentina, Boca's got Copa Libertadores coming up because Copa Libertadores starts back September 15th, 16th, 17th. Boca had 19 positives, 14 players, 5 coaching staff members. I don't think anybody was symptomatic. I think it was all asymptomatic. But whatever the shutdown is for them, they're playing either the 15th, 16th, or 17th. So 2 weeks. How are you going to play a Libertadores game in a couple weeks with that many people out?
If any will find a way, it is the Argentine Super League. If anyone will find a way.
It's not the Super League anymore. It's not the Superliga. They changed their name.
What's the new name?
The Liga Profesional de Fútbol.
There you go.
Liga de Profesional de Fútbol. Great. I'm just saying, they will figure it out.
Boca's going to borrow another team?
Is that beyond? Would that shock you?
Not really.
Not really.
Not really.
So,
It's true.
We're going to
Argentina
buy
is the
another
closest
team
thing we have to
temporarily.
professional wrestling. Nothing shocks me. That
No,
league.
we're going to buy another team temporarily.
Right.
We're going to have a lease with an option to buy. Put the name on the kit. Use them for the one match. They'll win the one off and sit there and go, now we're returning it.
Well,
After watching
There were 5 or
Top
so
kid with a
in the
toilet.
group.
Nothing shocks me at that league.
Seriously. There were 5 or so in the group that had symptoms. So I don't know to what degree, but there were 5 or so that had symptoms. Thank you, Bernie.
Well, I hope they have a speedy recovery. Joking
Yes.
aside, I hope they have a speedy recovery.
Yeah. It sounds like they're testing everybody again, and they're hoping that some of these are false positives. I don't know how this gets worked out.
What's bad about that is that you couldn't even do like a bubble situation with those teams. Like it would be all out anarchy.
Mm-hmm. It would.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a TV show right there.
Madness.
I mean, it would be like the old like the 1940s newsreel stuff.
Flash.
Like Flash. Boca Juniors is storming the River Plate hotel rooms right now. It appears some girls snuck in the middle of the night, and much like a Trojan horse, they've opened the doors, and oh my God, they're working their way. That's how it would be. It would be absolutely.
If you're going to do that, Nick, you need the fedora. You need the Mike Hammer fedora hat.
Oh yes.
And go Flash.
That's right. Flash. Newsflash.
So they're talking about it now. They say that there are players with symptoms. None of them are bad. None of them are grave.
Okay. All right.
They were in some form of a bubble with Boca, or at least they thought they were, and they obviously weren't, or it failed, or somebody broke it, or
I wonder
something.
how that bubble was broken.
Oy, don't know. It didn't work. So that's a problem. They're about to play Copa Libertadores, Copa Sudamericana in South America, traveling all over the continent. This is also coming out of multiple reports in Central America that the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers on the table for October are not happening, which I kind of wondered how they were going to happen in the first place. Remember, CONCACAF was going to do this qualifying tournament, essentially, for teams 6 through the end, I think 6 through 30, and have 6 teams, 6 group winners play, then 3 teams would go into the now octagonal, not the hex, and that would be the final round of CONCACAF qualifying. They'd play like 14 games. Well, now you're kind of stuck because you're not going to play in October. The El Salvador Federation president, Hugo Carrillo, said that window's been suspended. El Salvador's already advocated for both October and November to be postponed. One idea that's on the table as CONCACAF tries to figure this out is just push everything back until you can play. I don't know how that happens. Ricardo Icaza of TV Max has a report that there is an option on the table for CONCACAF to do a 2-week bubble in the United States in November, in which the 30 teams in this round of qualification would play all 4 of their games. There would be a bubble in Texas and a bubble in Florida, which we know would allow it. Both of those would.
Yeah.
There's really not many other countries that you could do this in, and there's not many countries that you could freely travel back and forth from at the moment in CONCACAF, and we're talking about some of the smallest at the moment in this round of qualifying.
If you're not business development, if you're in business development right now with Wide World of Sports, the minute the NBA is done, you better have 3 different groups lined up. You call CONCACAF and you say, guys, let me tell you a little bit about success, what we've been able to do here. We did this, this, and this.
We had 24 MLS teams. So can you find 6 more teams? 6 more spots?
That's right. And we can make it happen. We've done it. We have the model proven. We'll shut the whole thing down. No one else gets in, but you're not allowed to leave.
Yeah.
It will cost you X amount of dollars. Accept or good luck.
Somebody's going to have to find that money for them because I don't believe the American Virgin Islands FA has the money for that.
Well, I mean,
the Puerto Rican FA doesn't have the money for that.
No.
Other priorities.
Somebody's going to have to fund it, obviously, but at the same time, I mean, then FIFA's sitting on what in cash reserves right now?
It's a good point, and they've got a solidarity fund that they have created, and they are getting out there for people. So,
right. I mean, FIFA you call up FIFA. If the respective teams say either we're playing, we have intention of playing. If we intend to play, we are saying that we are willing to quarantine our team for a certain period of time. We are willing to make certain assurances that the money will not be wasted, and we will put our team in Orlando at Wide World of Sports for X period of time. This involves feeding, clothing, everything that goes into it. And if FIFA says walk,
here's your bill.
Yeah, if FIFA says, hey, we're not doing this, we're not going to do it, then it's on CONCACAF to either make the payments or postpone the entire show. It's up to them. But you could do like there are other ways that you could field your group's teams for the World Cup out of like math, but I don't think anyone's going to be happy with that.
No.
I mean, you're going to have to, I think, if you don't do the bubble idea and you don't, you're not able to start playing until probably January. You're going to have to do basically what like Champions League and Europa League are doing for their qualification process. Take everything down to one game. It's not home and away. It's one game. I mean, Milan's going to Dublin. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Shamrock Rovers.
You've got just a random draw, one game. If you want to say the higher ranked team hosts, fine. And the caveat is if you can't play due to coronavirus issues, you're out.
Yep.
You're done. Bye. You don't move on. And instead of having all these games to get down to 6 and then have a playoff, you're just going to have to knock teams out this way because you're not going to have time.
Can you imagine if the U.S. gets knocked out in a one-off game against
Suriname?
Suriname.
That would have been
like
1973 or something. Yeah, I think Suriname did knock the U.S. out of World Cup qualifying at one point.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Milan will be in Dublin. Who was going to? I think Rangers is going to Gibraltar to play the Lincoln Red Imps.
Yeah, Lincoln Red Imps, yes.
Just some weird setups with some of these matches, but
love it.
That's where we're at. It's trying to figure these competitions out, and now you've got. So what do we have at this point in Europe with the major leagues? We've got Liga underway. They're playing.
Yep.
The Prem starts back not this weekend, but next weekend. Serie A is the weekend after that, and they're going to have the schedule out later this week, I believe.
They claim.
Spain is the same weekend, and they'll be with I think they have a schedule already because we know when the Clásicos are. I think Germany's the following weekend. I think they were the last weekend in September, but I might be wrong. If Bernd, you're still watching, please correct me because I thought that was the case.
Starts on the 18th with Bayern and Schalke.
Never mind, I was wrong. They are in that weekend too. So the Prem will start the weekend before everybody else of the major leagues in Europe, the big leagues. And then we'll be back into crazy packed schedule with an October international window, Nations Leagues next week. I mean, you've got just absolute utter chaos with Europe kind of getting back to normal. Kind of, sort of. No fans yet, but kind of, sort of.
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
No fans yet. There's still outbreaks that are popping up, so you have to be careful. I just want to preface that by if you notice that a lot of the outbreaks have been taking place around beach communities and vacation spots, and you have places up, especially in Italy, up in the north, that say, hey, we're going to start letting people back in the stands. It's like, bro, you don't even have all of your people back from the south yet who may or may not be sick. So before we make these proclamations of we're opening the doors again, how about we get about 3 weeks into the season and then say, okay, we're going to start letting some people in. I just think they're jumping the gun, and it concerns me.
Yeah.
But we didn't talk about Mr. yet.
Go for it.
I'm just saying, I think this is a move where I will say I have concerns about him going to Juve. Had he gone to any other any other club in Serie A, I might be more open to the move, but Juve has a problem of signing youth players saying, hey, we're gonna start them, we're gonna develop them, we're gonna let them play. They let them sit on the bench because they get thirsty for wins, and then they sign someone in the exact same position who's going to be guaranteed starting time. So I have concerns, and I know that Pirlo may be a bit more open to playing youth, but if things go sideways, he may also be a bit more quick on the trigger for getting him off the field as well. So
I don't know how much he plays. Yeah, that's the concern. Is I don't know how much he plays.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if that's
and that's the key. If he plays.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is how's he getting into that lineup?
That's the answer that I was anticipating.
Yeah. Look, midfield's been the biggest issue with Juve historically for about the past 4 or 5 years. There's opportunity there, but you're going to have to allow him time to adjust to Serie A. And it's just not that you're not going to be able to do as much with athleticism in this league. They are creative at beating the crap out of you and getting away with it. So, and I think McKinney has the ability to do it. Mentally, physically, I think he can get it done. That's not the concern. The concern is when the dip in form comes with a brand new rookie manager, will he be allowed the time? That's the concern I have. A more seasoned manager, if he was in Milan with Pioli, I might say, you know what? I think he's going to be okay. I think he'll be allowed time to play.
Oh, he'd play more too.
He would play more for sure.
I mean, that's the thing.
I don't know about now.
This is who he's up against. I mean, I'm just looking at what Juve has in the midfield right now. They just brought in Arthur from Brazil, from Barca, Betancourt, Rabiot, Aaron Ramsey's still there at the moment, although I think they're trying to move him. Sami Khedira is still there, but they're trying to move him. So if they move Ramsey and Khedira, then he's 3-4, depending on where you think if he can get ahead of Rabiot. I mean, Betancourt and Arthur are going to be ahead of him, and if that's the case, then yeah, I mean, he'll play.
He'll play.
He'll get some games, but
I just hope he doesn't. I hope that Pirlo gives him some time. That's all I'm hoping for.
20 starts. Are you taking the over or the under? Not appearances. 20 starts across all competitions.
Under.
All comps? Okay.
Yeah, all comps. I mean, because you're talking about all comps. I mean, 38 regular season games. Coppa Italia, you're going to have probably at least a few rounds there. You're going to have European football.
Under.
I think over.
I'm going to go under. My gut tells me under. I got to go with it.
I think
as
over.
much as I want to talk myself into saying over, my gut says it's going to be the under.
I think he'll get Coppa Italia. I think he'll get league games either before or after European matches where you need to rotate, and give guys some time off. I think over on 20. Not a whole lot over, but I think he can get over 20.
I think if Pirlo comes in and doesn't overmanage, if he comes in with sort of this absurdly weird calm that he seems to possess, and he does things normally, okay, sure. I can also see him in certain moments panicking and not allowing certain things to happen. Because Juve is only about the win. Only recently have they said anything about stylistically, we moved on from Allegri because stylistically it's not what we want. So we're going to bring in Maurizio Sarri. Okay, we bring in Sarri. Okay, this sucks. We're getting rid of Sarri. Okay, we're bringing in this dude who hasn't even managed a game before. Great. Pirlo says, I want to play attacking. We want to be on the front foot. We want join the legion of Juve managers who've said the same thing. In the end, Agnelli cares about winning. Exor cares about winning because it keeps the stock price up. So your plans and your schemes will change radically when winning is the only thing put in front of you, the only metric in which you'll be judged. That's the concern I have for McKinney. If he succeeds, it's going to be unbelievable for the U.S. men's national team if he succeeds.
Bernd and Katie with similar questioning here. Do you think this is a marketing ploy from Juventus?
Absolutely. I think it played a part. I think I think McKinney can play. Schalke doing this bit of business, I mean, I get that you just needed money any kind, any way.
But you open yourself up to the American marketplace by bringing in McKinney.
Juve's got the American marketplace. I'm not buying that at all.
No, I think it plays a role. Just like it's like Milan signed a deal with Rock Nation. Like what? They signed a deal with Rock Nation.
Yeah, but that's a marketing ploy. Like signing a midfielder.
But remember, Milan did this with the U.S. tour when they signed Gooch, and it was
that's what Katie said. Is this Gooch to Milan?
I don't think it's Gooch to Milan because Gooch to Milan was the most absurd marketing ploy in the history of recent marketing ploys.
That felt like a marketing ploy. This doesn't to me.
I think it's a bonus. Essentially what it is, it's like sprinkles on a cake. It's not the whole thing behind it. It's the sprinkles on the cake.
That's fine. Yeah, that doesn't hurt you. But I don't think you go get him. I think if you look at it and you say, okay, I've got Arthur, I've got Betancourt, I've got Rabiot, I'm getting rid of Ramsey, I'm getting rid of Khedira, I need a number 4 guy in here. Cool, let's go get this 22-year-old. If he turns into something else, it's a bonus. He's American. Yeah. Cool, that's a bonus. We got him on loan. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Juve must protect this man. He is a black American at Juventus. He's going to be going when it helps that there's no fans in the stadium right now, but they must protect him. And if they don't protect him, when I mean that when the idiocy happens with immediate fiery responses from that traditionally limp PR department of theirs, you will kill this kid's development. Because he doesn't have the same protections that he would have in England or even in Germany. So it's up. Look, Juve must protect him. So it's not just a matter of him on the field, giving him playing time, giving him the ability to grow and develop and make mistakes and keep, within reason his space on the team. But it's also ensuring that from a cultural standpoint, you protect this kid as well.
Bernd says that according to reports, Schalke needs him to appear in 60% of games to trigger the sale. So there's triggers to make the sale. It's not just an option here. 60%, he says, that's like 30 games. He doesn't think that's going to happen. Now, if it's start, no way. If it's appear in, I think it's possible. I think it could happen. If it's appear in, I think it happens.
I want to know where Juve is financially. That will play a role.
Hey, well,
because keep in mind that Juve is different than all of the other Serie A clubs in the fact that they are a subsidiary of Exor, and so that is like their multinational conglomerate, and it is a group that will make financial choices, and if they get into a tight money situation and our kid is on the line, they will be like, Pirlo, you're not starting him. You're not bringing him in. We're not triggering this. Right. So keep him to the side. So I hope Juve's financials – and look, man, they can move money. It depends if they want to.
Yeah, it's not a major – I mean, it's like 20 or 25 million, I think.
That's not big.
It's not crazy. Pull that in their sleep. Yeah, they can make that work.
But they're used to signing guys on a free.
True. Yeah.
They're used to signing so many people on a free or expire – like either a free or – maybe some sort of loan, but by and large, most of their midfield has been constructed with people on frees. So,
but this fits that. I mean, it's a small loan fee for them. It's small money, and you're gonna be. It seems like losing Ramsey and Khedira. So okay, he's your number 4 guy. Yeah, he's your number 4 guy.
And you
in
lost
the
the Hamburglar. The cheeseburgers are safe in Turin.
They are for now. Well, are they going to be safe in Miami?
Miami?
Nope. They're not.
Oh boy,
How's that dude going to run around in that humidity?
he's gonna lose some weight.
Run around in that humidity.
Yeah, I was going to say there might be some LBs that'll be left on the turf.
Yeah, he's not ready to run around in that humidity.
So now, question about Juve, because it seems like it's a split in the Twitch pitch. The new jerseys, yay or nay?
Nay.
I think they're hideous.
It's crap.
Ricky likes them, so he's going to be mad at us.
That's fine.
I think they're really
I can understand that.
Jason Nick says, my marker ran out print.
Yeah.
It's the my marker ran out print.
It looks pretty bad.
It just look. I get it. I respect the idea that teams are trying to be more creative.
Like that cherry vanilla kit we saw, was it from Arsenal over the weekend? The cherry vanilla ice cream kit.
Between that and Man U's kit, I'm like, okay. Liverpool's with the blue, with like the baby blue on the collar. I can dig that. I don't know if baby blue's the right.
I thought
shade.
it was green.
So my art friends will have to. Huh?
I thought it was like a green.
I thought it was like an aqua. It's like an aqua-ish color.
They've used
a bluish tint to it.
Yeah, it's like a bluish green. So yeah, aqua would be fine. It's like a light green. They've used that before.
I can respect that. That's fine. But Juve's kit, it looks like boiled ass to me. I can't really get around it. It's just, and that's just not me hating on Juve for the sake of hating on Juve. They have a classic kit. That black and white vertical stripe. That to me is when they show up, you're like Juve instantly. Yeah. I hate that they changed the logo to that stupid J. Like with the whole like. This J symbolizes speed and intensity and the lifelong legacy of tradition.
And how much do you think they paid the ad agency for that explanation?
Awesome.
Millions of euro. I like the old school oval. I thought that was great, but no, I think it's garbage. It's hot garbage.
Alex Pacine says our friend Gonzalo Higuain's in trouble going to Miami if that happens. He says, forget hamburgers. Fritas, the Cuban hamburgers are where it's at.
Oh, my God.
I've never had one of these.
He has new hamburgers? He has new hamburgers to sample?
He has hamburgers he has probably never sampled, yes.
Hey, look. Hey. He's going to have to drop some LBs because, if you have ever played in any of that high intensity humidity and heat.
Now, was it just me, or did Carlos Vela look like he had gained some LBs before he was injured?
It's hard to tell. I saw a video that maybe it was the lighting and the shading and the jersey untucked, and I could see where you would have that conclusion.
Right.
I could see that.
It wasn't as obvious to me as Higuain, because there were moments when he was with Milan that it was like, Chief.
It's like, dude's wearing a medium out there.
No, my man.
It's
you
just
need to lay off. Yeah. And I get it, man. It's easy. It's easy if you're, especially in Milan, it's easy to fall into that trap. But I can see that happening. Like if I was a player in LA, I can see that happening.
In and out.
I can see. Oh my! Between in and out and like real like legitimate carne asada and all. Oh my God! I would. You would just have to roll me onto the field.
Those jerseys are kind of see-through as well, as Katie Weaver points out.
Yeah, they'd be like, Nick, what are we gonna get out of you tonight? Nothing.
Yeah, Carranza, you go run. I'm just gonna stand here.
Yeah, I'll be right here.
They've got right now on TIC, Beckham quiere llevar a Higuaín a la MLS.
Oh.
They had Beckham and they had Higuaín up there.
It's going to be great. You come here, we got lots of money, and there's the South Beach. And
do you have hamburgers?
What?
Do you have hamburgers?
Yes, we can have hamburgers, I suppose, and healthy variety.
No, I need the fast burgers. Big greasy burgers.
Okay, yes.
That's exactly what that conversation's going to be going down. I'm with Gonzalo, man. I feel it. Look, I'm a short dude. There's nowhere for me to hide the weight.
If you visit Whataburger in Florida, you're in
Lights out.
Our boy
Whataburger's
BLE.
breakfast options are highly underrated, may I say.
Our boy Gringo Singolani was chuckling when that he went to him after they showed Beckham and Higuain. So I don't know how he feels about this move.
Dude, it's good. Look, the guy's washed. The guy's washed. If he comes here and he's not in shape and he's not ready to play, he will get washed. Because there are some big boys at center back in this league, and while they may not be the most technically advanced players on earth, boy, they will clean you out.
Antonio Carlos will kick him in the face.
I was going to say Antonio Carlos and Robin Janssen.
Antonio Carlos will kick him right in the face. Or in the neck, anyway.
Officials will allow it. We have video proof. They will Bruce Lee combat kick you in the neck, and the officials will be like, "Play on, good sir."
Y'all good.
No blood, no foul. Keep going.
Well, but there was.
No, I don't think there was any blood.
Nothing.
I don't think there was blood. It looked like a bad scrape or hickey.
It looked like dude went through the briar patch head first. Got chucked into it.
No, it looked like cleat marks on his neck. Like it had been scraped up against his neck.
Higuain, to me, seems like, and I hope I'm wrong. I really do. And I mean, people on Twitch and Twitterverse, you guys will be sure to call me on this, I'm sure. But he seems to me like the guy who is, I'm coming over here for one more check, and gets washed.
Pacine would love to see Higuain in MLS.
Who?
Alex Pacine. He says he would love to see Higuain in MLS.
Because you want to see him get destroyed, or you want to see him put up goals?
Man.
Because normally Alex and I are in alignment about a lot of stuff, so I need to know where he stands on this particular issue.
Man, he does say you can get a semi-decent frita at the Cuban diner in Marietta, though.
See, the best, to me, there was a place off of, what was it, 14th and State called Cool Corner. It's not there anymore. It was like an old house that got leveled.
Well, but that's Mr. Ramirez's old sandwiches, and now the Crazy Cuban, which is down the street, actually uses Mr. Ramirez's recipe for his muse, and so the sandwiches are awesome.
I have had both. I will say that when I bit into the sandwich that Mr. Ramirez produced, there were beams of light
that
were coming through the window.
Lying out the door and down the street.
Yes. If you were not at Cool Corner at like 11:05, you weren't getting in. Because the tech people would pour out, the Turner people would pour out, the GPB people would pour out, and it was done. It was a wrap. And it wrapped around inside, all the way around. And that, to me, I don't know where Mr. Ramirez, I've heard, pray tell, that Mr. Ramirez is in Alabama or something.
Yeah, in Montgomery, I believe.
Yeah, but that is the best, oh my God, that was the best Cuban sandwich I've ever eaten in my life.
Okay.
The marinated pork, the marinated pork was delicious. It was so wonderful.
We have something very important that we have to get to.
Okay, what's it going to be?
Mondays with Reddit. Who is it?
Okay. Now, I don't ever bring up this rag, and I'm not going to say who they are, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only reason I have to at this point is because of the topic, and it's the only one I've found in English writing about Nicholas Bentner.
But that's Mondays with Bentner. Isn't that a different music?
No, we don't have Bentner music. He doesn't deserve it. But he might.
He doesn't rate any. Yeah.
He might.
Okay.
He is embarking on the latest chapter of his career.
Reality show.
He is signed with Danish 4th Division side Tarnby FF. He has penned an unspecified contract with the club. He's 32 years old. He's still got it. He will initially only play for their veteran team. Like they're over 30s.
He's playing beer league?
For a 4th Division Danish club, yes. Tarnby's old boys team manager, which is just an awesome whole description of this.
Old boys.
It's like they're over 30s. They're called the old boys. Yeah. Martin Skov Hastrup is saying, "We are very happy that Nicholas will keep up with some of the boys he has known for many years. This opportunity is something we've been talking about for many years. Now it arose, and we are glad of it. We look forward to having Nicholas on our team." He is set to make his debut on September 9th against Fredriksund. But, this is from the Rag, despite his vast amount of experience at the top level and 81 caps for Denmark, he is not going to be a guaranteed starter. Hastrup said, "It is not entirely certain he will be on the team from the start. He has to play first. We know that Nicholas will play here on loan if an attractive offer comes from abroad, but we are happy that he will be on our team."
What a bum.
He last played in November, 16-minute appearance for FC Copenhagen. He has his own TV reality show alongside his model girlfriend, Feline Rupsdorf.
Okay, so they're still together.
Yeah, I think they're still doing the reality show. Maybe the season ended, I'm not sure. I mean, just this description. So, okay, this is how the article concludes. It's like 3 sentences. Bentner, who spent 9 years with the Gunners, has seen his career unravel in spectacular style, despite getting his own reality TV show alongside his model girlfriend, Feline Rupsdorf. He received a jail term for assaulting a taxi driver in 2018 and is figured in a string of madcap antics. Bentner has fathered a son with a baroness, adopted the Lord nickname, and launched a clothing range. He has posted wacky pictures of himself and current girlfriend Feline Rupsdorf on social media, and the couple currently have their own reality show on Danish TV. He has been dubbed Danish football's biggest bad boy after it was revealed that he lost £6 million playing poker. He has aspirations of becoming a manager. Man, this is a lot of stuff in the last year on Nicholas Bentner. He wants to be a manager. He wants to take the coaching courses. He wants to be in charge of a club before he's 40 or 45. He's 32 now, so okay. Nicholas Bentner's comeback begins with a 4th division Danish club's over 30 team.
Bentner does not want to speak of a problem. Quote, "It was gambling, having fun, and having problems, but I wouldn't say I had a gambling problem right now. I could always keep it under control, even though I played in big games. One night in London, things seemed to get out of hand."
Now, hold on a second, because you're casting aspersions on Nicholas Bentner. Is the man broke?
I don't think so.
Then he doesn't have a gambling problem. He can gamble more than you and I can. I can't gamble that kind of money.
Nope.
No,
Michael Jordan could gamble a whole bunch of money.
Just because the man has a couple of coins to rub together doesn't mean that he doesn't have a gambling problem.
Well, just because he lost a bunch of money doesn't mean he has a gambling problem either.
I mean, it's the Charles Barkley argument. Barkley losing $2 or $3 million could be like, 20 or 50 to you and me by comparison.
So I'm not gonna. No, he's got a clothing range, Nick. He's got money.
A clothing range.
He had that whole thing with his company that was making jewelry or watches or something or other, and now they're finally making money because of his reality show.
A reality show.
Yeah.
So
this has to be done in America.
Yeah.
Like we need a promo like this summer. One man from Denmark takes over the world.
What if a man
Nicholas Bentner.
from newsblad.be. He says, since then, Bentner has kept his money a little better. From that night on, the big games were a thing of the past for me. I've chosen to play for smaller amounts. Now I play more for the game itself. By the way, I'm planning a poker night with a new group of friends. The stake will be 100 Danish crowns, about 14 euros.
Okay. All right.
The gambling's the least of his problems. How about that? Is that fair enough?
By far. Look, the fact that he's a moron is his biggest problem.
Well,
I mean,
Well,
that's. I think I need to start a GoFundMe
for
whenever travel internationally is allowed again, for Dennis Rodman to go over and just educate him on what being a bad boy is all about. Whatever means Dennis feels is appropriate, I leave it in Dennis's capable hands to show Lord Nicholas Bentner what it means to be a proper bad boy. And if that means that Dennis has to go 5 upside the head to make that happen, I'm all about it.
He's Danish, though. I mean, this is like Danish bad boy.
That's fine. Look, he's highfalutin bad boy. Like you said he got a Baroness
He's
pregnant.
like,
Is that
he's like boy band bad boy.
He is. Yeah.
That
God,
seems
that's
to
the
be
worst
what
kind
it
of
is.
bad boy.
It can be. It's true. All right, Michelle Kaufman in Miami. Breaking news: Blaise Matuidi is in South Florida. Could play for Miami as early as next week. Remember who plays Miami next week on Wednesday? Atlanta United.
Miami next week, Jason.
Atlanta United and Inter Miami in Fort Lauderdale next Wednesday.
Not Miami. Fort Lauderdale.
It's in Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale.
Site of the former Lockhart Stadium, yes. And it could be Blaise Matuidi's debut.
Going back real quick to our boy, the Lord, from TV2 in Denmark.
Can't wait.
He states the plan is for that first match for the team September 9th. They do not know how long they will benefit from him if there is a sudden, quote, attractive offer from abroad, end quote.
Beckham going to sign Bentner up if he can't get Higuain?
No. Beckham would come out of retirement and play instead of that. I mean, you see him doing training with the team. Beckham does training with the team. He could come out there if his surgically repaired ankle holds together.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I could play more than Nicholas Bentner.
And he probably could.
Well, he probably could, but
Hold on. Did I tell you guys the story about Beckham in a bar that my buddy told me?
You have not told me the story about Beckham in a bar.
All right. So I have to tell the story because I clown on Beckham a lot. So I have to tell you about how he has been a total badass a couple of times at least in his life. I have one story.
I like Beck, so this will redeem you in my eyes about Beckham. Okay.
All right. So a buddy of mine, born and raised Manchester, diehard Man United fan, and I have actually performed the Beckham voice for him. He thought it was quite amusing, but he said, make sure that if you ever meet him, you don't say that.
Oh, no.
Because one night at a pub, the Man United guys were in there. They were hanging out. They were trying to keep to themselves. And this dude was verbally harassing Beckham, making fun of the voice, making fun of all this stuff, and would not leave him alone. And so Beckham gets up and goes to the WC to handle his business, comes out, and the guy is still there heckling him to his face.
Oh, boy.
Beckham grabs this dude by the throat, allegedly, and lifts him up off the ground. Not even like I'm using leverage. According to my friend, grabbed him by the throat, right up like it was nothing. He said, keep in mind, the scrawniest, most pansy player that you make fun of nonstop is essentially 150 pounds plus of nothing but muscle because all they do is train all day. Yeah. So you can think Bex is soft, but keep in mind he's got that North Preston dog in him that he can unleash when he needs to. So I say that with understanding.
Oh, yes.
Okay, yes, yeah.
And then he'll cut you.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is not afraid to throw hands. He's not afraid to throw hands.
I like that guy.
As the English fans know all too well in critical situations.
That was one of...
Loud. Oh, my God.
That was Diego Simeone. I mean, come on now. He got like a flick of a heel and he falls over like he got kicked. And everybody went after Beckham on that. That's what's crazy to me. So you go after Beckham in that situation instead of going after the guy who accentuated nothing. Nothing.
Who got caught, Jason?
No, I'm not saying he didn't get caught. You're missing my point. Normally the English fans will jump on somebody for diving or faking or play acting. But no, in this case, they're burning effigies of David Beckham.
Oh, yeah.
That was garbage.
Had it coming.
And then he went and won the treble the next year. But, just saying.
He did do that. He
kind of stuffed it in everybody's face.
He kind of did a moon landing, like a Beckham. I'm going to plant the flag and show you. Yeah.
And then 2 years later, he hit the free kick against Greece and carried them back to the World Cup.
If you have to rate, I mean, Roberto Carlos, I think we can agree is
different.
The gold standard.
Yeah, but it's different. Like it was in a friendly.
Kicks,
memorable, yes, but like it's in a friendly. Beckham's free kick, if he doesn't hit that, they're not going to the World Cup.
No.
It's the last kick of the game, pretty much. And he puts them in the World Cup on that kick. That's insane.
Can you imagine being one of those clowns who burned something, like burned David Beckham in effigy, and now
and then you're like,
does that
you're
the greatest
you're celebrating going to the World Cup, and you're like, wait a minute.
God, I burned my Beckham jersey.
Can I put it
Well,
back
then
together?
you go out and just buy another one. That first one, it didn't exist. Now it's all right.
No, you buy two. To make up for that mess, you buy
You better.
two. Yeah, the home and away.
You better. You absolutely better. And then Beckham scored on the penalty against Argentina. So, like, it all came back full circle.
There you go. Good for you.
That was a
Good for
wild
you, Bex.
4 years for Bex, huh?
Hey, he's
Don't
doing all right.
fun of the voice in front of him.
No, he'll kill
Do it
you.
here in the show, but don't do it in front of him.
No.
If I ever got a call and I heard, David Beckham on the other line and he said he heard about this show, I'm telling him where Nick is. Like, I'm
Let him know.
I'm not messing with him.
Let him know. I'll tell him what I said earlier in the show. David Beckham, try Jesus. Don't try me. Because I'll throw these hands.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Jason, you mentioned crowdfunding earlier in the show.
Yes.
We haven't mentioned Wiggins' crowdfunder yet.
What are they up to now?
I know they've cleared that £500,000 with a day to spare.
They cleared that a while ago. So they were trying to raise £500,000, which they said they needed for what exactly? Is it just to get the season started? Was it specifically for like a whole season? Is it for the first few months?
Everything.
They're almost to £600,000 now. They've stretched their target up to £750,000. Let's see. So the supporters had already raised almost £200,000 to fulfill the club's immediate objectives after entering administration. Yep. They said they needed to raise this to have the season be able to start. This also would secure the future of Wigan. They're pushing it now to £750,000. They are working with the Wigan Council, the Wigan Athletic Community Trust, other backers to use this to try to get something done. It's pretty impressive that people have come together this way. And a lot of players, a lot of former players, a lot of Roberto Martinez donated. Yeah, a lot of like former players and a lot of other players who never played for Wigan have donated to make this happen. So this is very cool. They still have to find an owner. They're going to need more than just a crowd fund, but this is very cool.
And speaking of which, former Barnsley and Nice chief executive Gauthier Ganai is part of a group including Tampa Bay Rays co-owner Randy Frankel, who are looking to take over Wigan. Ganai, an experienced football chief, and this is from our friends at Sky, and currently with Belgian side Oostende, would run the football side of the operation, backed by the wealth of Frankel and his business associate Michael Kalt, in an attempt to get the club back on an even keel after going into administration. And it looks like, according to administrators, a £4 million figure would be needed to acquire the club.
That's going to be tough. Alex Pacine, if you're still listening, you might want to go ahead and leave. We're going to talk about Newcastle for a minute, and things probably can't be good for you. Scott Wilson at the Northern Echo. Mike Ashley has called off negotiations with Henry Mowers and the Bellegraph Nova Group and is resigned to remaining in charge of Newcastle United for the whole of next season. He wants to sell. The Amanda Stavely thing isn't coming back. I don't know why he's even still trying. He's not taking Newcastle off the market. He is frustrated at the lack of progress from these other two groups, which is valid. Stavely's consortium, remember, paid £17 million to secure an exclusive period of negotiation. Bellegraph Nova Group isn't doing that. They have talked a big game. They consulted Alan Shearer. They've got something with Michael Chopra, former Newcastle striker. It looks like a publicity stunt. They've had nothing. Maurus made a verbal offer of £350 million. His bid team have paid a series of legal fees, so there's been something going. There's a channel of communication via some of Ashley's associates no progress in the last few weeks. They don't think a deal is coming. So Ashley has instructed Lee Charnley to plan for the status quo remaining in place throughout the current transfer window, which runs into mid-October, or I think the second week of October, and is working to a budgetary plan that will have him in control the whole of the next season if they can't find a buyer.
Newcastle updates are painful to me. They damage my calm.
I mean, the whole like Bellegraph Nova thing, like they came in a house of fire and they haven't done anything. So I mean, that's not on Mike Ashley. The negotiating with the Saudi Arabian group, okay, that's on Mike Ashley. The Henry Mowers thing again. I mean, if they hadn't come with papers by now, there's nothing coming, and you don't want him to sell it to somebody who doesn't have the money. So I get that. As much as I don't really care for Mike Ashley, I don't think this one's on him.
Yeah. I want that saga to be done. I'm tired of there's certain conversations where I just get tired of talking about it, and the Newcastle situation is one of them. I agree that we need someone at Newcastle who has the financial backing to keep them up and stocked with talent to stay in the Prem. I understand that. However, Laserdisc Man needs to stop playing games and, take good money, may not be quite as much as he wants, and get out of Dodge.
Yeah, he's got to make sure that it's somebody who's not going to turn into a Wigan kind of situation, though. It's got to be somebody who's got enough to get this going.
Right.
That's the scary part, is if he just sells to anybody, then you might be in a very bad situation very quickly. Yep. One thing we've not talked about, and I totally forgot about it until the Twitch pitch started conversing about this, UEFA Nations League starts Thursday. We have Germany and Spain on Thursday. ESPN2 will have that one at 2:45. ESPN Plus and ESPN3 have a whole bunch of these games. 2-Day NA Extra, and some of the games will be on 2-Day NA or Unimas as well. Your team, Nick, Italy, is hosting Bosnia and Herzegovina on Friday on ESPN News at 2:45.
You're a minus 294 right now, and Bosnia and Herzegovina is a plus 789. That's
no love for Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Italy's notorious at slow starting. I look at that being I'll see that a 1-1 draw.
Wow. See, how about these days where, like, we're not talking. We weren't talking about UEFA Nations League or getting excited about this or anything.
Right.
Saturday, ABC doubleheader. Iceland hosting England at noon. Iceland on ABC. And then at 2:45, Portugal hosting Croatia. ABC doubleheader Saturday afternoon.
Iceland plus 1,005. England minus 323.
England, who do they have? I know they called up Jack Grealish for the first time. Harry Maguire is not making the trip. I'm kind of tempted by that 1,000 number next to Iceland.
Yeah, give me the upset. I'll take Iceland 2-1.
I'll throw a stupid juice box on it.
Yep, Rashford and Winks have pulled out of the squad. It follows call-ups for Connor Cody and Ainsley Maitland-Niles on Saturday. Wow, here's your squad. In net, Henderson, Pickford, and Nick Pope. Defenders, Alexander Arnold, Connor Cody, Dyer, Joe Gomez, Michael Keane, Maitland-Niles, Tyrone Mings, Kieran Trippier, Kyle Walker. Midfield, Foden, Mount, Calvin Phillips, Declan Rice, James Ward-Prowse, and Jack Grealish. Up top, Tammy Abraham, Mason Greenwood, Danny Ings, Harry Kane, Jadon Sancho, Raheem Sterling.
I'm excited to see ABC putting these games together on Saturday.
I love it.
That's very cool. I mean, remember, there would be college football.
Yes.
Soccer is benefiting. That's wild. Iceland. A broadcast from Iceland is on ABC at noon on Saturday.
Let's go.
Very, very cool.
2-1 Iceland. The points are just too delicious. I can't walk away from that.
I can't walk away from that. I'm like 1-0. I'm like 1-0 on the set piece. Somebody with 13 letters in their last name scores.
Guns the tier.
Sonder's son is going to score.
Jason Nick says this is the Jefferson Pilot game from Iceland. That's a good
Live from Reykjavik. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. It is the Jefferson Pilot noon kickoff.
That is incredible.
Well done.
I like it.
That's the hit of the night right there.
That's your comment of the day.
I like it. The Europa League, a couple matchups that I'd pulled out of the qualifying draw today. Mentioned Shamrock Rovers and Milan. Aberdeen will be heading to Norway to face a club called Viking.
Ooh,
sure.
Rangers is headed to Gibraltar. Tottenham is going to Bulgaria to face Lokomotiv Plovdiv.
There you go.
Ooh, I want to see these games. I need to see these games. I need to see Rangers playing on the plastic pitch in Gibraltar.
Oh, qualification on the 17th has 3 matches. A Slovakian side against a Czech side. Lokomotiv.
You're not going to take a stab at those names, John?
Jablonec is the Czech side. I can't the full name of the other team. It's just like Dunstreda from Slovakia, and I don't have
Not bad.
the full name. Then you have Lokomotiv Tbilisi going up against Dinamo Moscow, and Rotary from Lithuania against Liberec from Czechoslovakia.
Ricky Ricardo about Saturday on ABC. Big Nordic Saturday.
That's right. Yes.
That's pretty good, too.
Liberec is a -196. Dinamo Moscow is a -217, and they're looking at a draw between Streda and Jablonec.
I mean, this is crazy. So you've got Iceland, and you've got a game from Portugal on ABC, and then you're going to have NWSL, like, meaningless games for the NWSL on CBS over the next month. Games like half of the team is loaned out to clubs in Europe, and they're going to be on CBS. I mean, it's so weird at the moment.
Rachel Daly signed a new deal.
But isn't she getting loaned out? I mean, everybody else is.
Yeah. Hey, I'm all for it.
I'm not for that loan out mess.
They're playing 3 games in friendlies. Like, they need to go play. These are players who are thinking
no, Nick, I was saying I was all for all of this expanded soccer.
I'm for the loan outs. If I'm one of these players, I don't want to sit here and play 3 games in a pseudo bubble in the NWSL and then do nothing else the rest of the year.
Then don't tell me you're down with NWSL.
It's not the player's fault.
I don't care if the games are meaningless or not. If you want eyeballs on NWSL games, you need top tier talent to do it.
No, I agree, but
I get it. I understand. But the business side, I get. Who's pro businessman on this show nonstop? Me.
I thought that was my role.
At the same time, if you want eyeballs on these games, you need marquee talent. Mm-hmm. And if you are saying, well, watch our league, World Cup rolls around, they win, watch our league, 3 games left, we're going to Europe. Okay, don't tell me to watch your league then. Don't sit there and give me this nonstop press about watching the league if you're going to bolt and go to Europe.
But there's just no way you can keep these players for this right now. And you're probably getting money in these loans as well, which you need desperately at the moment. And
that's fine.
I don't think there's any other way to do it because I mean these games, you're not having like a Challenge Cup series. There's no playoff. Like it's just you're going to play a few games here for TV, and that's cool. It's cool they're going to be on TV. I hope they're good. I hope the quality is good. I like the fact there'll be some new faces. Right. They've got to tell the stories about these players. Mm-hmm. Like a player like Jennifer Cujo from Sky Blue. We need to know all about Jennifer Cujo because she signed a long-term deal because of what she did in the Challenge Cup. That's what they're going to have to pivot to is yes, Sam Mewis is playing for Manchester City. Yes, Rose Lavelle is playing for Manchester City. Yes, they're over there. That's what's happening. But the next Rose Lavelle is playing right here, and you don't know her yet, but here she is, and this is her story. You have to do that now.
Yeah, you do.
I hope they put that time in on that side. They have to. Jason Nix is asking about it. Says it's complicated with the U.S. national team owning player contracts. It's not so much the national team, the U.S. national team players who are going. It's like the international players who are going because people don't want to sit here and not play or play some meaningless games. They they want to go play for a top club. I think the Houston Dash did keep most of their players here burned. They're probably one of the ones because they don't have any U.S. national team players. So I think they kept most of theirs, and I think a lot of their internationals are staying. There's talk, and it's not definite yet, but there's talk Alex Morgan's going to rejoin the Orlando Pride, at least for training to start, which is awesome. And if you can get that and she can maybe make a 5-minute appearance late in the game, that's a cool story for CBS if you can fit all that together and make it happen. It's rough. You're getting this TV time at a time when maybe if you had your pick, you would have it be another time, but you got to take it and you got to make the best of it. So I hope they're selling us on this new talent and this emerging talent. That's what they have to do.
Yeah. Well, that's that. And from somebody who was, and before anybody comes after me, I was employed by a WPS team, right? I was a part of Atlanta Beat Part 2. I was their game day producer. I pitched content ideas to, how to get these players featured and out there, put their faces up, get them in front of a microphone. I made myself look like an idiot in front of a camera trying to help promote this. I am a big believer in women's professional soccer. I want to see it succeed. I just believe that you will do better by having them here, even if it is for a short, stupid 3 games. Yeah, I don't care. I'm a big believer. I'm just a big believer that they need to be here because the situation, as you said, you're not going against college football right now at a big time level yet, but you have 3 opportunities to put people and eyeballs in front of your top tier talent, and that talent's overseas right now. That's all I'm saying.
No, I'm with you. I just don't think there's any other way around it because if I'm one of those players, I'm like, nah.
I mean, you can know how to win and not be able to accomplish that strategy, right? That's Sun Tzu rule number 412 or whatever. You can know how to achieve victory and not be able to achieve it, right? I mean, so.
We'll see. I hope we find out about new stars. That's what I'm looking forward out of this. So
right.
We got all kinds of soccer games coming up on all kinds of different TV platforms, and we will keep you posted about all that. So Europa League starts this week. We'll be coming back in next Monday, kind of in the middle of it. So we'll get you caught up on everything there. A lot of leagues are continuing. The South American leagues are somewhat underway. Brazil, our boy Dome Tarrant, is starting to turn things around a little bit with Flamengo. They got a win over the weekend. It is Internacional who's on the top of the Serie A in Brazil. Brazil and Ecuador calls it the Serie A. Kind of weird. They don't call it Brazil's Portuguese, so they wouldn't call it the Primeira
I think that's
Divisão.
great. I think that's good for them.
I'm sure you do.
Good branding.
Sure, yeah. Internacional is on top with a 2-0 win over the weekend at Botafogo. They have not won the first division title since 1979. Our boy Jorge Sampaoli, not in the National League but in the State League, won his first trophy with Atletico Mineiro. Got the win in the I'm going to mess up the state name. I can't remember. It's close to Mineiro, but it's not quite. They won a minor trophy. So Sampaoli's got something going on. I still wouldn't mind seeing Sampaoli emerge as part of the Atlanta United coaching search. I'm just saying. All these games are in Fanatis. We'll have other friendlies from Argentina, it looks like, not Boca, because the 14 players that tested positive, 4 of them are goalkeepers. So I don't think you have a goalkeeper.
No. That's not good.
No. But a position group that would be training together, and there you go.
Yes.
All kinds of stuff going on. So next Monday is going to be packed. Maybe we'll know where Lionel Messi is by that point. The soap opera of Jorge Messi and Bartomeu and Manchester City and the Gallagher brothers and PSG and maybe Inter trying to come in with fake money or something. I don't know. Maybe Juventus coming in with the Adidas deal saying, hey, 3 stripes. Oh, we got it. Who knows?
Take a lot of capital from Adidas to get it done.
Manchester United's an Adidas club too. I mean, if they wanted to make that happen, that'd be cool. We'll see. Probably not. Manchester City's going to get it. But maybe it'll be done next week. We'll find out. We'll be doing all of this during the week, but next Monday will be our dedicated Nicholas Bentner roundup day, and we'll see if Milan signs more players. We will see if Messi has a home, and we'll check in on everything else as we go. That's just what we do on a Monday night.
That's right.
It's ridiculous.
Gentlemen.
Yes.
We're going to have a lot of content, but I'm just saying, where can we see you? Where can we find you? All that fun stuff.
Normal show times this morning, in the morning this week. Normal show times the rest of the week, so we're good there. We will have the run-up tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock, getting ready for Atlanta and Miami part 1.5. Then we will have another run-up on Friday, getting ready for Atlanta and Orlando part 2. So that's coming up this week. Normal shows all week, and then we've got the Atlanta match on Wednesday, 92.9. 6:30 is our pregame coverage start time. Kickoff is just after 7. That's an early one at home. And then a full-time report for an hour after that. And then Saturday night, not us live from Orlando, but the game will be live from Orlando. You can watch it on Big Fox. We'll be on 92.9 with all of your coverage there.
All right, John.
Yes?
All right.
FNTC.co/soccer down here. How about that?
I love it. All right. Until next time, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Rest in power, Chadwick Boseman. You did a lot of wonderful things, lifted a lot of people up. You were my son's favorite superhero. So thank you so much for everything that you did. May you rest in power forever, my good man. The legacy will continue. Until next time, it's soccer over there. Mucha, mucha Euro, y'all.